Here we are with Cliff's 1970 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. Currently, this is number 5 in the series of the Legacy Series production Chevelles. The wiring harness is being installed in the car that we built up on the wall behind us. We're mocking up all the interior parts and getting all the boom mat installed over the lizard skin insulation. The interior parts, we've integrated a whole bunch of cues from the Oldsmobile to put a lot of wood grain in here and put the buttons on the seats and use a lot of the ideas and concepts from the Oldsmobiles themselves. The shifter, we're trying to get away from the H pattern to make it a shifter that looks like the Hurst Oldsmobile shifter that would have been in the car for the automatic. This car is an LT4 car with a 10-speed. We've machined these coil covers to go on here and powder coated them blue so they look like Oldsmobile valve covers. It's got the same Wagner front drive system. We're machining a part to go over this that will mount the radiator a little bit further back because the noses are longer on the Cutlass than the Chevelles, and we'll make a little bit of badging and stuff to make it significant for the 442. As we progress through the assembly, we made some differences on the exhaust tips. The car seems to sit a little higher on the chassis than the Chevelles do, so we had to tuck up the resonators in the back of the car just a little tighter so you don't see them hanging below the quarters. And then we had to index the tips into the bumpers themselves. Everything else is pretty much the same. The floors are the same from the Chevelles. We had to make a little adapter that goes up here at the front of the inner fender to bolt the Chevelle inner fenders to the Oldsmobile itself. We got our set of Ring Brother hinges. We've got our cowl closeout panels that we sell. We are currently clear coating the carbon inner fenders to reinstall those. The wheels for this Cutlass are currently being Cerakoted, and they will be the SS Keystone style wheels that Forgeline makes one-off for these cars. They're I believe it's the KL 500s that we get from them bare, and then we Cerakote the centers and reassemble the wheels with the style that we want. This car will have Michelin 295, 345 tires, just like all the other cars. It will have our same JRI shocks that have been tuned by one-up suspension. In the front of the car, we'll have the JW speaker lights and then the fog lights in the bottom, just like the Chevelles. It has a spoiler that we made that fits the bottom of the stock bumper to give it that aggressive look that we have on the other cars. Our intention is to have this car on the road in the middle of June next month, and that will be a build time of just a little bit over 6 months for my guys, which is killing it on this car. Here we have the door panels for Cliff's 1970 Oldsmobile 442. As you can see, we've designed a new design panel to go into the base panels that we use in the Chevelles. So we laser cut these aluminum pieces to be the backing for the wood veneer to go on top of. It's crazy they can make wood this thin. And so then we had this laser cut to be bonded to the aluminum piece that will set on top of here and fit into this recessed design panel that we made. Then we made this little trim piece that will get painted to look like an Oldsmobile piece. Then we machine these rings to go on here to go around and bolt through the whole piece. As you can see, everything else is just like the Chevelles. So it uses the carbon base panels that we have, and then this piece attaches, but it's just different to make it an Oldsmobile instead of the Cutlass designed interior. Uses the same speaker grills. We Cerakote these black, and then we have these rings that are polished that go around the outside, and they bolt over the door panel. And then these kick plates are what gives you a piece of trim that goes on there over the carbon panel. And then there's a steel insert that goes over the bolts that help retain it to it. The release handle goes here, the armrest goes here and bolts through the car. And so we'll cut out the leather for all those pieces and bolt everything in place for both the quarter panels and then the rear interior quarter panels.